Hi guys, Michele elmas-hardy here of Dynamic Business Women, and today I want to talk to you about how you can get interviewed on podcasts. So podcasts are huge right now, huge, and they are a fantastic way to get you, your name, and your brand out there to potentially a whole entire new audience that would not necessarily have found you. But how do you get interviewed on podcasts? Well, it's really simple, and I'm going to share with you a few tips. Now, I'm always receiving emails from people who are pitching themselves who want to be interviewed on the Dynamic Business Women podcast. And some things that really stand out for me are these. As podcasters, we are always looking for something interesting. So make sure that your pitch is interesting and relevant to the theme of the podcast. It's what's really going to make you stand out. So think along the lines of, what can I do to really make the topic that I wish to discuss very, very interesting and so fascinating that the podcaster is going to be begging me to have me on the show and hopefully invite me back. Talk about perhaps, is there a specific episode that you may have listened to on that particular podcast that inspired you to take action, that inspired you to want to reach out and want to be on the show. Tip number 3, always make sure your pitch topic is relevant to the podcast and to their audience. I can't tell you how many times I've received emails from people that want to talk to me, that want to be interviewed on the podcast for something that is so completely irrelevant. And, I can just imagine my audience members sitting there going, huh? The next tip is make sure that you actually personalize your emails. So don't reach out and connect if it's just a cut, copy, paste email that's going out to 50 other potential podcasters. All right, we can spot that a mile away. It's almost like mass spamming. There's nothing in it that's going to make you stand out, and there's nothing in it that's going to make the podcaster go, hey, you know what? I like you. You have personality. So make sure you address the person by name. Make sure you mention the podcast and that you have listened to at least one episode. And perhaps talk about why you specifically like this person's podcast and their work, and perhaps how your two missions are aligned. Try and include perhaps even a couple of topic suggestions so that the podcaster isn't coming back to you and saying, all right, it sounds interesting, but what would you like to talk about? So give them options. Include your bio, include links back to your website, include a headshot so that they don't have to chase all that up from you. Now, if you have something interesting you'd like to talk about, then we would love to hear from you always. So please feel free to send me an email and let me know if you have a great topic that you would like us to interview you about. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and head on over to dynamicbusinesswomen.com, subscribe, and come and join our awesome community of women in business. Till next time.